Good morning! It's time for the check-in. Now, this is not my usual Sermon on the Run video. That's coming this Wednesday for Earth Day, if you're watching these the minute they're published. If you're watching in the future, then scroll back. But hi from the future. No, you're in the future. Hi from the past to the future. How's the future? Okay, back to the present. We're going to talk about three things in this check-in. My marathon training so far, my upcoming races, and a new YouTube channel that I thought I was going to launch today, and I'm going to explain why I didn't. Okay, let's start with marathon training so far. It's going. It's not going great. I'm in week 11 of 15, and I just did the math that I was supposed to have run 440 miles by this point in my training. Supposed to. That's what I put on my training block. I've run about 200, which is under half. We had a lot going on. I mean, kids sick, spring break for kids, traveling for family, cold weather that just doesn't motivate you to run. There's lots of good excuses. Aren't there always good excuses? And this tends to be the rhythm that I find every spring, where I get these big ambitions. I've learned that spring marathons are not my fastest marathon, because I just don't get it together to motivate myself to do all the necessary running and work to do that. But it's a good time to still move my body and run a marathon. It's like a tune-up, I like to think. So my training is going. This morning I ran 18.4 miles. I went out, got up at 4:45 in the morning, fed the cats, made some coffee, ate some overnight oats, and then ran 16 miles. And then my wife met me with the stroller and two kids, and I joined her for at least half of her run. She did 3 miles. I did about 2 more, and the kids were ready to get back home, so I cut a corner and headed home. But that was nice to have a little bonus run with 100 plus pounds of toddler in a stroller. Can I call them toddlers? They're 4 and 5. What do you call it? Little kid, big kid, 100 pounds of kids. But so I guess I'll say it this way. My training is not going great, but I love that I could still pull out 18.4 miles on a Sunday morning. To me, that says I'm going to make it. I'm not going to crush any of my times, but that was never the plan. I'm going to cross the finish line and be able to stay on my feet and be a human. That's always the goal, just to do a thing that's hard to do. Doing hard things is its own victory in and of itself. So marathon training is, we still got a few weeks left. 4 weeks until the upcoming marathon. So talking about upcoming races. And that means in these next 4 weeks, I hope to do another good long run next week to hopefully be around 19, maybe even 20 miles next week. We'll see. And then I'm going to start bringing it back a bit for the last 2 weeks before the marathon itself, because I have a race before the marathon. The marathon is on May 17th in Grand Haven, Michigan. But then the weekend prior to that, I'm running a 15-mile trail race. This was originally my wife's race that she was going to run. It's like a half marathon up in Traverse City. But then her training didn't happen either. And she's like, I don't like having to run to train. I like to run because I want to run to be a human and a healthy person, not because there's this giant finish line I'm motivated towards. So she's like, can I just not run it? And can you run it? Because she just wants the sweatshirt. So I said, sure, I'll run it. It'll be a fun family camping trip, and I'll go on a nice 15-mile trail run a week before I run 26.2 miles. So that's what I have coming up for upcoming races. 2 races coming up. May 9th, I'll be in Traverse City running a trail race, half marathon, and then May 17th, Grand Haven, with the marathon that all of this running has been leading towards. And then beyond that, I don't have everything figured out, but there's always a race in my hometown on the 4th of July. I do a half marathon called the Volkslauf. And then I need to confirm this, but my plan is that I'm pacing the Grand Rapids Marathon in October. So there'll probably be some half marathons in between, but that's always the fun stuff. But that's what I got coming up. That's where running is so far. And one time I want to feel like guilt from not hitting all the objectives I laid out meticulously in a spreadsheet. But then I recognize training blocks are meant to be living documents, because life happens, and I'm not a professional runner, or I'm a 42-year-old dude with a family and work and more to my life than just running and working. I gotta, chase kids with soccer balls and build garden beds and push kids on swings and play board games with my wife and all the things that make a person a person. And running is obviously essential to that. I've also fallen in love with snowboarding this year. So I wish I could snowboard more. but that's what I find myself wanting to do. All this to say, I have to give flexibility when life happens. I've always said running, life does not revolve around running, but running revolves around life. So what is the life that I live, and how does running kind of fit into that system in intentional ways? So that's marathon training. That's my upcoming races. Let's talk about a new YouTube channel. Yes, I'm going to start a new one. I've talked about this in some other places, and I thought it was going to be up right now as of this video, and I could tell you to go watch it, but I had a glitch with my camera. So I have a new channel I'm going to be starting called 1 Hour Later, where on my weekly long run, I find a place and I set up my GoPro and I hit the button and then I go run. And 1 hour later, I come back and I pick up my camera. And then whatever it was captured, that's what gets published to a new YouTube channel. And the challenge, this is my intentionally anti-retention channel. It's like the anti-Mr. Beast, whereas most things on YouTube are designed to keep your attention, lots of moving stuff and, you know, things on screen, cuts, and all that kind of thing. This is going to just be one long video, and it's almost like a discipline. You could say it's a spiritual practice of, can you be present with this unfolding creation for a full hour? Or how long can you? When do you find yourself pulled away? Probably in the first 20 seconds, but then when do you actually pull away? And I'm planning on doing this, and then almost just as an individual habit, I'm going to watch them myself and be present for a whole hour with this thing. So that means planning time to sit with it and be present with it and watch the thing and just notice what you notice with the sun rising and the water flowing and the corn stalks waving. That'll be later this summer. So you'll get to see some of my little creeks and rivers and cornfields in my hometown here. So maybe next week, I'll let you know. But it's coming soon, a new YouTube channel, probably called 1 Hour Later. That's the tentative working title, so long as I can make it all work on YouTube. Unless one of you steals this idea first, in which case, great, I'll watch your videos instead. But coming soon, I had a glitch. I hit the button, I had it all set up, aimed at the sunrise, and for some reason the battery had a glitch and it stopped recording after 25 seconds. So today's video was 25 seconds later, and it did not show the sunrise or the ducks. It just showed darkness. So lots of things coming up with running and with new things I'm going to make, and a new Sermon on the Run video this Wednesday for Earth Day. I'm excited for that one, and then we'll be back to our Sunday rhythm going forward. So thanks for checking in about how things are going. I need to go fill up this now empty coffee cup and see what's going to happen next in my day. But I hope your day goes well. Hope your week's going well. If you're running, hope your running's going well. If you're just living, I hope your living is going well. If you're drinking coffee, hope your coffee cup is full. Mine is not. Let's go fix that. Bye.